Good morning, YouTubers, friends, followers, but mainly my subscribers. Thank you all very much for continuing to support this channel. But if you're watching this video right now and you've not yet subscribed, why not? It's free. But it's not freedom of speech. Well, people, we're growing. We're nearly at 82,000. Thank you very much for continuing to support this channel. I'm getting emails galore. Galore. That's a word, isn't it? Emails galore. It's a word from my father, actually. And my mother. Galore. Yep, they were there. Oh, it was, yeah, anyway. Listen, we are growing. Thanks for the emails. There is too many coming in at the minute. I do read them. Don't normally respond to emails that much unless it's someone who desperately needs help. And then I will respond. But the one thing that I do is I look at them, I note them, and then I talk about them on here. Right. Which brings me to a point last night when I did a live. Yes, it's great. It's great now that the guy in charge of the Treasury, John, he's going to invest 8.5 million to help solve veterans' homelessness by 2023 or 2024, within about 14 months anyway, which I think is fantastic. But I've sat down and I remember sending letters in about how you're going to cut costs and where to get costs cut from and stuff. And £8.5 million will only solve veterans' homelessness for a month. You may think, what? 8.5 million for a month? Now, when I say 8.5 million will only solve veteran homelessness for a month, I mean that. Now, bear in mind, we're spending 5 million a day. 5 million a day on economic migrants. But 8.5 million. Now, the thing is, if you were to get the homeless veterans, there's meant to be around about 6,000. So let's just cap it off at 6,000 homeless veterans. 6,000 homeless veterans. If you were to give them right, 6,000, let's look at the 6,000 homeless veterans. If you were to cap it off at £500 per veteran, £500 per veteran a month, there's 3 million gone. So say you give them £500 a month to cover their roof over their head, that's 3 million gone. Now, I know that most landlords all over the UK are charging roughly around about £700, £800 a month. So unless you were to invest, say, 2 veterans per house or 3 veterans per house, you're not going to be able to solve it with that least amount of money. Plus, you've got heating costs, electricity costs, food costs, clothing costs. So all those costs, just for 1 month, is going to cost around about 10 million a month. But what I suggested in a message to the guy who proposed this morning was that they do take over a disused military camp, and then they do a call to arms, like a DIY SOS. Maybe Nick Knowles could possibly help out, or the BBC, or along those lines, where they invest there. And they bring tradesmen from all over the country, veterans, and they give up their time. Obviously, the stores are paid for, but they give up their time and they help bring the camp up to standard. And maybe a chat with the electricity and the heating organisations to sort of reduce costs for that place in order to help these guys and girls thrive. So there is a way around it, but £8.5 million certainly is a start, but it's not enough to sort of solve a crisis. But anyway, it is what it is. Great news this morning that I hear that the Queen Consort, Camilla, has now been given a new position. She is now the Colonel of the Regiment of the Grenadier Guards. The Prince of Wales, William, has been given a new job. He is now the regimental colonel of the Irish Guards. And the Princess of Wales, Catherine, is now the regimental colonel of the Welsh Guards. You may think, has things, doesn't mean anything, Trevor? Well, it does mean a lot, because the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, used to be the colonel of the regiment of the Grenadier Guards, and his position has now been given to Camilla. So there we go. Things are moving forward. Yes. Oh, and listen to this. Listen to this. Please, please, someone shoot me now. Bosses are not happy with slang. I do not know where this poll came from. There must have been a poll done in a building full of lunatics. Who comes up with these? Apparently using the word pub crawl needs to be taken out of the dictionary. We cannot use pub crawl anymore. It sounds degrading. So we're going to change the word pub crawl to pub tour. Wow. Oh, but that's not the worst. Happy hour. Happy hour. Well, apparently, excuse me, the woke seem to think happy hour. Surely every hour's happy hour. We're always happy. That means we have to be happy in that hour. And I'm offended because that hour I might not be happy, but it's called happy hour. So how do we get around this? Oh, well, the woke want to change the word happy hour to this. Savour pint. What? Yeah. Happy hour, savour pint. I swear to God, it's craziness. It's crazy. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I've been... Do you know what? People say men haven't spoken up. Men haven't spoken up. You know, it's not... Well, listen. Females, listen. When men speak up, they're told, we don't need you mansplaining. We don't need mansplaining. Get over there. I am a woman of my own. I do not need this. There is some women, a lot of women, prefer it when men go, no, that's wrong. Don't want it. It's wrong. We're not doing that. It's wrong. There's women that like men to be assertive. There is. But there's also women that want to be assertive and want men to stay in their lane. So we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. It's quite strange. I mean, how do we get around this shit? Where's the feminists? The real feminists? Because you know what? See, when you speak out and you say, no, women need their own space. I know they do, but I identify as a woman and I want to be in that space. No, fucking no. Women need their own, women need a safe space. Women need their own space. Women change rooms, they need their space. But then you get these woke women that go, no, but he identifies as a woman and that's Shirley and Shirley deserves to be with me. And you're going, fuck me. But you're taking men into your space and calling them women. And then you're wondering why women are being molested. It's not men's fault. Because if they identify as a woman, then it's women's fault. But when men speak up about it and go, fucking no, women need a safe space. But now a woman's safe space has got a man that identifies as a woman in that space with them. And it's no longer a safe space for women. But you know what? I think an atomic bomb landing on the West may solve this fucking mess that everything's in. Because the world is in a shit space. And people say, excuse me, and I've heard people saying this, and I'm going to say this, I don't care about the backlash. President Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, no offense, he went to visit the president of the White House and wore a fucking tracksuit. Really? Really? But Trevor, he's in a war. He's not in a war. He could have changed on this first class flight. He could have changed when he landed in the hotel. The fact that he wore, you know what? Show a bit of fucking decorum. Show a bit of manners. I don't like Biden, but you know what? You don't turn up wearing a fucking tracksuit. It's shocking. I just found it pathetic. Yeah, but he came from a war zone. Yeah, he spent something like 26 hours on a flight. He landed in a hotel. He got everything sorted. He had a chance to change. There's no excuse. Show some respect. That's my opinion. There we go. Well, people, tonight's going to be a good day. Thank you very much for those that continue to support the things that I do. And we're moving forward. Someone did say, I got a Val message. I'll explain. Oh, look at Trevor. Trevor did a GoFundMe and people donated money to a GoFundMe to help get a book published. He ripped people off because you know what? It's free to get books published. It's actually not. It's not. And Austin Macaulay. I suggest you, my book's being published by Austin Macaulay. I suggest you go and get in touch with Austin Macaulay and you find him. Do a freedom of information request and find out how much I paid to him. Exactly. You find I paid quite a few £1,000s through the GoFundMe. So there we go. So if you're going to point the fingers at people, do proper research. Do proper research and find out. Don't just post shit. People, thank you very much for all getting in touch with me. I do appreciate it. And thanks, Jason, for your support. And really pleased that my mother's health has improved, because yesterday I was not happy with things. I felt depressed, but not today. Listen, thanks for watching, people. Take care, but most of all, stay safe.